Welcome to episode 12 of the Pigskin Junkies. That's your boy Arlo. I'm your boy Roy. NFC West Division record predictions. Save the best for last. You know us, Niner fans, forever faithful. We ain't on that gang 99, that gang, whatever, E40, that bang bang Niner gang shit.
Bang Bang Niner Gang.
We ain't on that shit, bro. That's bandwagon anthem, and you can fucking chastise me for all you say that. That's what I believe in. That's bandwagon anthem. We don't play that shit.
It's definitely a bandwagon anthem. E40 E40 wasn't around when we sucked. Bang Bang Niner Gang fans weren't around when we sucked, so whatever. So I say we kick the division off with the Rams. They're probably going to be the division winners.
And then we'll save the Niners for last.
Oh, yeah, we saved the Niners for last.
But let's start with the Rams.
Week 1, Thursday night.
Season opener.
Season opener.
We hate to freaking say this.
Say that again?
Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, fuck them.
We hate it. Why couldn't you run it on 4th, Kyle?
Yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, Bills, Rams, Thursday night.
Season opener.
Season opener. Give me the Bills.
Give me fucking Josh Allen.
Week 2, they're going against the Falcons. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams.
Come on. Give us Rams.
Give me the Cardinals.
Give me dub against Cards.
Give me
Monday Night Football.
A big fat L.
Fucking L.
Niners taking the dub.
We taking that. Monday Night Football, ESPN, at Levi's. We getting the dub. We got revenge on our mindset.
Oh, yeah, we have to. Week 4 versus the Cowboys. I have them beating the Cowboys. Yeah, it is week 5. I apologize. Week 5, I got them beating the Cowboys.
Beating the Cowboys.
Week 6, beating the Panthers.
Beating Panthers.
Sadly to say, I would love to be unrealistic, but I have them tying it up in the division with us, beating us. I don't think we can sweep them again.
Guess what? I gotta sweeping them motherfuckers again. I don't give a fuck.
Is this the fan talking, or is this the football?
This is the realistic. That's not just the fan.
Especially
if that stadium's be crowded with Niner fans again.
Oh yeah, we own that fucking city. Come on now. I don't even know where all those Rams fans came from.
It's LA, bro. It's bandwagon city.
I have them taking a loss to Tampa.
I got them beating Tampa because they always match up well.
Who's the next game?
Cards.
Okay, Cards. I got them beating the Cards.
Got them beating the Cards. Got them sweeping the Cards.
I have them beating the Saints.
Got them beating the Saints.
Losing to the Chiefs.
Losing to the Chiefs.
Beating the Hawks.
Beating the Hawks.
Losing to the Raiders.
Beating the Raiders.
Beating the Packers, sadly.
Losing the Packers.
Then I have them dropping 2 games, losing to the Broncos and the Chargers.
Lose to Broncos, beat Chargers.
Finish the season off against the Hawks with a dub.
Beat the Hawks.
I got them sitting at 10-7.
11-6.
All right.
And the division.
Now let's move to Arizona. We're going to save the 49ers for last, right?
Yeah, saving 49ers for last.
Kansas City Chiefs. That's an L for the Cardinals.
That's an L. No Hopkins for 6 weeks. Nah.
Raiders.
Still an L.
R.I.P. John Madden, but that's an L.
We saw what Devontae did last year. No, Devontae didn't even play last year against them.
Rams.
L.
So we both have the Cardinals going 0-3. But this is where you guys could get a little happy if we have any Cardinals fans watching. I have you going 4-0. I have you beating the Panthers.
I got you beating the Panthers.
I have you beating the Eagles.
I have you losing against the Eagles.
I have you beating the Seahawks.
I have you beating the Hawks.
I have you beating the Saints.
I have you losing to the Saints.
This guy don't like you.
Ain't personal for this one compared to the Rams.
I do have you losing to the fucking Vikings.
Sorry, I have you losing to Kirk Cousins as well.
I have you beating Seattle.
Beat the Hawks.
Sorry. Right. I don't know what I'm tripping about. I have you beating the Rams.
I have you losing against the Rams.
Beating one 49er.
You're getting a game on us.
Losing to the Chargers.
Lose to Chargers.
Losing to the Patriots.
Lose the Pats.
Losing to the Broncos.
Lose the Broncos.
Losing to Tampa Bay.
Losing to Tampa.
Beating the Falcons. You're gonna beat the Falcons.
You're gonna beat the other bird.
But you're gonna lose to us in the season finale.
You're gonna lose to us at the season finale.
I have you.
Go ahead.
I got you going 8-9, Arizona.
I got you 5-12.
Wow. Don't you think that's a little low?
I'm sorry. DeAndre out 6 games. I don't trust Kingsbury. Kyler with all that BS about the no studying thing. I know it was kind of he tried to play it off as that was a mistake on our part, but I'm sorry. I want to see what can this guy do without Hopkins.
Shit.
I know you got Hollywood. They're boys from Oklahoma.
Hollywood. They
AJ
have
Green, Isabella.
Andy Isabella, D-Hop.
Sorry, I just don't trust Kingsbury as a coach.
Damn.
And losing DeAndre for 6 games makes it worse.
Shit. All right. Let's move on to Seattle.
Seattle.
This team had a special place in my heart for a long time, and I hated them.
Nope. As much as I respect you, Russell Wilson, I'm glad you moved on to fucking Denver.
I'm glad he moved on too, just for not even for us, just for his career, because that O-line
was not helping you, bro. Like, I know you lost 2 good receivers. Like, you moved on from 2 good receivers from DK and Lockett to Judy and Corton.
Yeah. So, let's go. Seattle Seahawks. Broncos. Russell Wilson revenge game.
L.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Yeehaw.
That's an L for Seattle.
That's an L for Seattle.
49ers week 2. That's an L.
That's an L.
Falcons week 3.
You get a dub.
I get you a dub. Lions week 4.
I got you a dub.
I got you a dub as well. Saints, you lost.
You're losing the Saints.
Cardinals, you lost.
Losing the Cards.
Chargers, you lost.
You're losing the Chargers.
Giants. You can get yourself a little win with the Giants.
If you saw our last video, I already have the Giants picking first for the next draft, so you get yourself a win against the Giants.
Back with Arizona. You lost.
L.
Tampa Bay, probably getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
Raiders, you're probably getting slaughtered. Rams,
L.
you're probably getting slaughtered. Panthers, you lost.
You'll get a win for me.
Not for me. 49ers, you lost again.
I gave you a win for this one. That's a generous one.
That is generous.
Monday night game, too. In Mexico.
Chiefs,
L.
big L. Jets, you got a dub.
I'm sad to say this, but I gave you an L against the Jets.
The Rams, you lost.
You lost.
4-13.
I have you 5-12.
It's a little generous than what I had you.
Is that extra 49er win on Monday night?
Yeah.
That's the big difference.
Which they probably really won't get. But, see.
Only because they swept us last year, too.
Hold on.
Oh, bruh. So gotta do the Niners.
Hell yeah, we gotta do the Niners.
I was acting like we were fucking done. Shit.
Hell no. Stop. What you acting silly for, dummy? Now,
We saved the best for last.
the best for last, the best division for last, the best team for last. Before we get into this record prediction, some news happened yesterday that we need to talk about.
And I'm indifferent about it. I don't like it, but I don't hate it.
49ers
GQ.
re-signed Jimmy G String,
Well, restructured.
restructured Jimmy Garoppolo's contract. $6 million guaranteed. There's incentives
To 10
up
if he
to
starts.
about, I think 12, maybe 12 or something like that.
And then 8 mil against the cap.
Something like that. I think the deal is worth total about 16 million.
It's
Could be
very
wrong.
incentive based, basically.
We re-signed Jimmy Garoppolo. I was looking personally for a trade this entire offseason. I feel like everybody has been not. I didn't expect one because we wanted 2 second-round picks, but I was waiting to see one, especially with all the quarterbacks moving around. I figured Seattle would have maybe made a jump on him. Apparently, Cleveland never really wanted him. Carolina had their eyes set on Baker the entire time. So I don't know, but I do think that before we get into this record breakdown, I do think that it is worth saying if Trey Lance can't get the ball rolling, I think Jimmy Garoppolo takes over.
And then here's the thing: we know what we're getting with Jimmy at this rate.
Yeah,
We know he's
100%.
good enough to take us to the playoffs. And the only time Shanahan has lost in the playoffs is a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship game
And
with Jimmy. Jimmy playing like at least almost the whole year.
those are two very big games. And look, I was never the biggest Jimmy Garoppolo fan. I'm not really the biggest Trey Lance fan either. But when you sit back and look, say, Jimmy Garoppolo took us to an NFC Championship.
On a busted shoulder and a busted thumb.
He took us to a Super Bowl.
As much as some fans will be like, well, wasn't it him? It was the team that did it.
Well, Mostert was running his ass off the Super Bowl year. But nonetheless,
But
Kyle Shanahan, I think, only has 8 wins without Jimmy, and I believe he has around 30 with him.
31 with Jimmy, if we got it.
2 seasons as a full starter, Super Bowl, NFC Championship.
And that's
I believe. Go for it.
And that's NFC champion on a busted shoulder.
Yeah.
Busted thumb.
Yep.
And we were up by 10 points going into the fourth.
Yeah.
As much as people want to shit on him, he did his job. I kind of blame that more on Kyle not going on fourth down after that. After we got stopped on the fullback dive when he had Trent motion and they didn't fall for it. You should have went for it on that fourth down. It was 6 minutes left in the fourth. Your D was tired because they just scored that last drive.
Yep. So
Kyle should have went for it. Like, worst thing that could have happened was you got stopped and they had to go the long way. But he played let's try to get him to jump offsides and then take the delay game and punt. That decision cost us the game.
You know,
everyone wants to say Tart dropping that easy pick cost us. No, I think Kyle not going for it on fourth down after that fullback dive failed, that cost us. Because if you went for it on fourth, you could have always gone for the quarterback sneak. You've been money with it. You have the quarterback that's the second greatest quarterback to run quarterback sneaks. I did not know why you did not go for it on fourth. That was what irritated me more than the drop pick. Go ahead, Arlo.
the drop pick didn't bother me as much because I know that even if we did get the interception, there was like 7 or 8 minutes left in the game. So if we didn't go score, odds are not Sam Bradford, Matthew Stafford goes back down and scores regardless. So the drop pick didn't hurt me that much. It was deflating, yeah, but I really do agree with the fourth down should have been gone for. It sometimes Kyle he needs to learn the he needs to learn the sweet spot between being aggressive and being
Conservative.
conservative. Cause look, in the Super Bowl with Atlanta, he was too aggressive and it bit them in the ass.
When you could have ran it and then go on for a field goal and been up by 8.
They were getting 7 something or 8 yards per carry. Super Bowl with us, you were too aggressive again because Kansas City couldn't stop the run and you wanted to throw it. Again, averaging 7.5 yards a carry.
But Arlo, but let me stop you real quick. How much of that was the Chiefs playing press man to try to like stacking the box, playing press man to like because then they kind of knew that our receivers weren't gonna
They knew that we
get past
wasn't
them.
going to get past them. So even Tyron Matthew, after the game, said, "Thank God that they stopped running the ball." Debo was running it. Mostert was running it really well. Tevin Coleman was running really well. Um, but you wanted to force Jimmy to be the MVP. We lost. Now, NFC Championship, we have the chance to go score or make it hard for them to.
Go back
Either
down the
way,
field.
now you're conservative and we don't go for it. That fucks us. I understand you're trying to learn the differences or like try to be conservative or aggressive, but the thing is, you're learning at the worst times in the biggest games when you have all season to try it. Like he said, number one or the second best QB sneak quarterback ever, right behind Tom Brady, is Jimmy Garoppolo. I say you do that. I understand Aaron Donald. I understand Von Miller, everything. Sheldon, Joseph Day. But dude, hopefully this year with Trey Lance, the offense could be more aggressive. But here's the other thing. If, like I was trying to say at the beginning, if Trey Lance goes a quick 0-2 or 0-3,
Or gets
does,
hurt.
well, hurt is a given that Jimmy has to play. But 0-2, 0-3, just from bad play,
I'm gonna be a little bit more generous. I'm gonna say 0-4.
I think everyone in the building has to turn around and say, hey, we have a guy that took us to the Super Bowl. We have a guy that took us to the NFC Championship. We have a guy that just wins, even though fans don't like how we win. He's the guy that gets us to win. I think you have to bench Trey. You drafted a guy that has no experience or little to none,
One full year in college.
little to none experience. I understand 2020 wasn't his fault because of COVID, but this guy is basically a virgin at quarterback. Let's not lie. He is. You have a guy that could win 0-4, 0-3. I think murmurs are going to go around the building. You got to yank him and put in Jimmy.
And then it's gonna be a QB controversy.
It is going to be QB controversy because, at least for this year, it will be because next year he'll be a
He's a
free
free
agent.
agent.
He can do what he wants, do what you guys want. But this year, if Trey starts off slow, and like I said before, Super Bowl windows are very small. You get 3 to 4 years. We got Bosa, we got Kittle, we got Ayuk, we got Debo, we got Trent Williams, we got Fred Warner,
Juice.
Juice. You know, people get old. And we've already missed one Super Bowl opportunity with them. We missed one Super Bowl visit with them. So I it's now or never really. You don't have we don't have 2, 3 years to say Trey needs to learn because you don't keep Super Bowl rosters for 2, 3 years while developing a quarterback. You get a Super Bowl roster and then you get a quarterback that wins now. You've seen it with the Rams. They built a Super Bowl roster and they got a quarterback that could win now. You've seen it with Denver. They got a Super Bowl roster, a Super Bowl defense, and they went and got a quarterback that could win now with Peyton Manning. Tampa Bay, they went and got a quarterback that could win now, Tom Brady. You don't rebuild at quarterback while you have a Super Bowl winning window. So that being said, I don't know. I think you just have to go with if Trey starts off slow, you have to yank him.
You said 0-3,
I say 0-3.
and I'm giving him 0-4 if they somehow don't win the first at least 2 of the first 4 games in our predictions,
Yeah.
whatever game it may be.
So
Jimmy might have to pull us back.
we'll see.
And we know this team can come back from adversity. Last year was that year.
Yeah.
Like we
Oh
went
my
three
God.
and five.
Absolutely.
We lost that primetime game against the Colts.
Came
Then
back from adversity.
Then we beat the Rams on Monday night.
Then then we was down 0-17 in week 17 or 18.
A must-win game.
Must win game. And we was down 0-17. Came back. We won. So Niners could stare at adversity in the face and tell them to go fuck yourself. But I don't know. We got to see. I gave you my thoughts on the whole Trey Jimmy thing, but let's get into this record prediction.
One
Week
more thing
one.
before we go on it.
All right, go for it.
All right, so we know remember how we were talking about Kyle chooses the worst times to go be aggressive or conservative?
Yeah.
How much is that? Do you think it's because he's doing too much? Because he's calling a play to set up 3 plays later.
Well, that's what they do. You get to run, you run it again, play action. You run an inside zone out of gun formation, play action, or you would motion, a person to make it look like another play from previous where it was a run, but it ended up being like a jet sweep or to Debo or quick slants or whatever. Kyle's very good at setting up plays for future plays.
But in-game situations awareness?
I think it's more of I don't think it's play calling. I think it's like
situational awareness.
I think it's situational awareness and game management. Because if you remember back in the day, Andy Reid actually had some of the worst clock management ever. Like if he was down 2 scores and there's 10 minutes left, he wouldn't
be aggressive.
He would milk 7 minutes off of one drive. So
just to score a touchdown.
So I don't fault Kyle for trying to learn. I just don't like when he tries to learn.
Because even non-offensive coaches know when to go for, like John Harbaugh, perfect example. He's as old school as you get back then, but now he's starting to fall with the analytics, and because he knows he has a quarterback that could, if he needs to get 1 yard, there's a high chance he's going to get it with Lamar.
Oh yeah, Lamar's fast enough where he could do a QB draw from the gun formation and still get it at that 4th and 1.
QB draw, QB power, QB sweep, whatever.
Dude, we'll see this year. I do have the 49ers beating the Bears week 1.
Yeah.
I have them beating Seattle week 2.
I have them beating Seattle.
I have them losing to Broncos.
I have them losing the Broncos because Russell Wilson and it's at Mile High.
I have them beating the Rams,
I have beaten the Rams Monday night.
losing to the Panthers.
I have them beating Panthers,
Okay. I have them beating the Falcons,
beating Falcons,
losing to the Chiefs,
losing the Chiefs,
uh, losing to the Rams,
beating Rams,
losing to the Chargers,
losing the Chargers,
losing to the Cardinals.
losing the Cards.
And this is kind of the part where I was saying that 4 loss, that's where they start considering if they're yanking Jimmy or not. Trey for Jimmy. So now we go against the Saints. Have us beating the Saints.
I have us beating the Saints,
Have us beating the Dolphins.
beating Dolphins,
Losing to Tampa.
losing to Tampa.
Beating Seattle.
I have us losing to the Hawks,
Damn. Beating the Commanders.
beating Washington.
Beating the Raiders.
I have us losing to the Raiders.
And then I have us beating the Cardinals.
I have us beating Cardinals.
I'm 10-7.
I'm 10-7. Same record as last year.
Yeah, so I don't know. I really if we don't win a Super Bowl in these next 2 years, I really think we're gonna have a total roster deplete, like we had.
And possibly, as much as we kind of get on Kyle for in-game situational awareness, if we lose him,
we're fucked.
we're
really.
fucked. We're heading like Chip Kelly days.
The
Doesn't matter who they bring.
fans don't understand how much of a voice they really have in football. If enough people don't want someone there, that person will get traded. If people don't want a coach, that person will get fired. And that's from people that really don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
We don't want it to get to the point where you had to fly a plane with a banner telling Jed to fire someone or fire himself.
Honestly, if there is going to be a fire, it has to be John Lynch. And then just promote Adam Peters.
It sucks too because Lynch is pretty much a yes man at this rate. He's just a media, like the face.
Lynch is just a face, a puppet, a talker. Kyle's got his hand up Lynch's ass.
All right, let's be fair. Your running scheme that your dad built can turn undrafted free agents into 1,000-yard rushers. In the past 2 years, you took a running back in the third round. Trey Sermon, and this year, Tyron Davis-Price. LSU, Ohio State, 2 running backs 2 years in a row in the third round.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the team right now, from what I saw recently from the 49ers depth chart. As much as fans are going to get me for saying this, those were 2 wastes of third-round picks.
Well, you got to understand that
I know we run an offense that has running backs by committee, but I think
it's not
Jordan
even that.
has done way better in the preseason than the running back from LSU.
Sermon looks like a dud.
Sermon looks like a dud.
The reason
Tyron Davis-Price looks like a dud.
I want to touch
Jordan
on that.
Mason. Sorry, Arlo. Let me just finish this.
Go for it.
Jordan Mason, undrafted free agent running back from, I think, Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Has played better preseason. You can say it's against third stringers or like bums that are going to be like working at Foot Locker or somewhere else.
Yeah. And that's what I wanted to touch on, is that we had more success with undrafted free agents at running back or older guys that we signed in free agency that look like they should have just been a depth signing than running backs that we've been drafting for a while now.
Come on, Mitchell, last year, 6th-round pick. If he didn't get hurt for 4 games, easily, almost had 1K.
What was the other Joe Williams?
Joe Williams, same thing.
So
Kyle has these fetish picks where he reaches for a player a little too early.
And Dante Pettis was a
Dante
massive
Pettis. When you have to be questioned of your work ethic and if you really want it for a 2nd-round pick that we traded up for,
yeah,
That says a lot.
Dante was, and again, undrafted free agent. He got outworked, outplayed, outmanned, out hustled by
A
Kendrick
Kendrick
Bourne.
Bourne, who
Ken-
wanted it more.
Kendrick Bourne wanted it more, and he got himself a second contract with New England, which he totally deserved.
As
Um,
much as we hate to see him go, but he deserved that money.
he deserved it, and I wasn't mad at it at all. I was happy for him because I actually had a bet with one of my cousins that Pettis would get cut before Kendrick Bourne because I was trying to tell him that it doesn't matter if you get drafted or not. If the next man behind you is better than you, you're gonna get the fucking boot. So that's where it is with the running backs. We could draft running backs in the second and third round, but if we get an undrafted free agent that's gonna come in and work harder than those running backs, and especially with Kyle, when he made Alfred Morris rush for 1,600 yards in Washington, he helped Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman average 7 yards a carry with the Falcons. And he did the same thing for us with Mostert, Tevin Coleman again, and
Matt Breida.
Matt Breida. So Kyle, honestly, if I was him, I would just stop drafting running backs and just get your undrafted free agents, choose more defense because we seem to do better on defense with those picks than running backs ever. So that's my opinion. That's
Even
your
the wide
opinion.
receivers that you picked, like Ayuk, Debo, Jawan Jennings,
Yeah.
Danny Gray, those are solid picks. Like, all right. Honestly, for the IU pick, I wanted Justin Jefferson. That's just my personal opinion. I love Justin Jefferson coming out of LSU. I thought when the Niners were gonna get him, but they got IU. I can't be mad at it because IU looks poised to break out year 3.
Ayuk's balling out, and in practice, it looks like he's
Trey's
Trey's
number
number
one.
one. That could
Debo.
that could be because Debo was sidelined, contract talks, whatever. Because we know Debo could ball out, but as of right now, it does look like Ayuk is Trey's number one. Um, I Trey is extremely athletic, and I would love to see a different offense with a big arm, new
More
routes,
verticals.
more verticals. But if if we gotta put training wheels on the kid, I say just don't even bother at that point. Just put in Jimmy. Let Trey keep learning. Let's try to win now and see how the fucking season goes.
I'm glad he made improvements to his mechanics and his throwing motion. It's definitely a lot faster, but there's still a lot of work to be done. The preseason game against the Texans, he had a wide open dwelly and he still didn't throw him, like he still threw him off.
With the Texans, he I forgot the wide receiver's name. It was number 17. It was an in route, and he ground balled it, and he was wide open. Ground balled it. Wide receiver had to slide. Another game, I think a week before that, might have been it might have been Packers.
Those Packers, because he didn't play Vikings.
He sailed some high balls again to Dwelly. Making the tight ends have to jump high for it. So it's just he needs. I don't think he's ready yet. I think he's still fresh. He's got to straighten it out. He's got to figure it out. Um, and
And I know fans are gonna get on us because we're not riding his dick like everyone else is, like Trey area and all that. We just want to see improvement. That's it.
I remember this one fool on Instagram. I commented on a 49er post about Trey's athleticism and that how we drafted him because he's able to run. He's able to be athletic. And he goes, "Oh, we didn't draft Trey to run. We drafted him to be a quarterback." And I was like, "Bro, what the fuck are you watching? Because we
If you
drafted
watch,
him for his athleticism."
if you watched his North Dakota State highlights, once his first read was open, he threw it to it, which every quarterback would. But once it got
Right.
covered, he took the run.
And he's very Kaepernick esque. He's got the same throw motion. He runs the same way. I'm happy he finally learned how to slide because he was submarine diving as a rookie, and that was getting him killed. So
Plus,
I don't
Kyle
know.
using him for QB powers was not smart.
It wasn't. But all of that being said, as of
We'll be glad to
recording,
eat shit if he proves us wrong.
oh, of course, but as of recording, we are 9 days away from the NFL season. I'm excited. Let's keep this shit going. What episode was that? 12?
Yeah, should have been 12.
That was episode 12 of the Pigskin Junkies. The record predictions is a wrap.
It's a wrap.
We're looking forward to posting content, talking about all the games this year. Maybe get some betting going, talk about that. We'll see when that time comes. Again, I'm your host, Arlo. That's your other host, Roy. See you guys in the next episode.
We out.
Take care and peace.
And go Niners.
Go Niners.